Okay, happy Friday, everybody. Friday, oh my goodness. So tell you what kind of week I'm having. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing well. This week, as in all, I'm wondering if this is functional. I got a brand new computer. No clue if my sound works properly. I've had a couple issues, think I got it fixed. So hopefully if anyone tunes in here soon, you will let me know if there's a thumbs up or a thumbs down on if you can hear me. Because I want to make sure all the technology is working and a-going. Hello, Miss Spikin. Thumbs up, thumbs down if you can hear me, or a yes in the comments. That would be great. So I'm guessing you can. The haha must be because I thought it was Friday. I'm going to guess that's what it was. So happy Wednesday. That's the day. Okay, perfect. Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are doing great. It is hump day. If anybody else feels like they're having a day that qualifies as a hump day, I think my hair is telling that story here too. So I am here, Miss Christina Springstead Solutions owner and founder. I am your Profit First certified profit coach and Profit First bookkeeper, coming at you with tiny tips to help make your life a little bit easier, which will also lead to more productivity down the road. So each week I'm coming at you with a small tip, one about how to keep your finances in order, especially if you're a DIYer, do-it-yourselfer, or if you're thinking about, you outsource your books, maybe get some stuff that you don't understand, just little tips and things for you to think about and be aware of that will help. Keeping these very short, as I say, just 10 minutes maybe, unless conversation takes off, which would be interesting. But so this way you can quickly rewatch them, get some information, and post the comments in below if you want. So this week, I wanted to talk to you guys about functionality in your accounting platforms. So I and my firm use QuickBooks Online. It is the easiest one to use for me. Many people like desktop. I was doing desktop for years, but because I don't have an overly complex need for bookkeeping, inventory, major payroll issues and all that stuff, QuickBooks Online really suits and handles that. And so that is what I use. And so I'm going to talk about a feature in QuickBooks Online. Other platforms also have it, or you can get a third-party integrator. So as you can tell from my notes, it is your receipts. And this is just a hot button ticket item for bookkeepers. So QuickBooks Online has had for a little bit, it's like a receipt capture, it was called for a long time, and they've changed it. Now it's called Snap Receipt. And it is basically as simple as it sounds. It's amazing. So if you have QuickBooks Online and you use it, if you download to your smartphone that has a camera on it, right, the QuickBooks app, and when you boot up the app, there is very clearly on the homepage something that says Snap Receipt. You click the button, your camera opens up, you hover it over the receipt, kind of like if any of you guys did those apps where you can scan your receipt and save some money, like it reads it and says, oh, look at what you bought at the grocery store. Let's pay you 25 cents for what you did. It works just like that. So you get the receipt in the thing. It gives you a big old green, you're good to go. You snap the receipt and it takes it from there, puts it straight into your QuickBooks Online file, and it sits in a hold place, kind of like the bank feed does, for you to go back later and assign it. So it'll read the information as best as it can, pull out the dates, pull out amounts, all that good stuff. And then you go back in later and it's just in this hold queue. And if you have already gone through your bank feed and assigned from the bank feed what it is, the receipt will say, oh, hey, I recognize this bank feed thing. Is this it? And then you can match that receipt to that transaction. And they're married and they stay together. So you have your source documentation living together in harmony forever. So when you send your file to your CPA at the end of the year, and they might have questions on something, you can just, they can check out the receipt right there. You're not bringing them a box of papers. You're not having to remember what happened. So say, meals and entertainment, we're back and forth on, is this, how much tax deduction can I get? Like it was off the table. Now it's on the table. It was 50%. Now I think it's 100%. We're all over. So you can write the name of your client right on the receipt. Snap. You've got all your source documentation. It's in there, trackable. And then if the CPA has any questions on, hey, is this really an expense, they can see all the details without having to have you go get that. So in the US here, we don't necessarily have to have receipts for every transaction, but it's good process. It's good practice and good process. So if you can get in the habit, right, of as you have the receipts, and one of the big ones is, say you can do fuel, right, and you go to the gas station, you get the gas station receipt. Be able to throw it in the car, throw it in the truck, throw it in the bottom of the purse. The receipt never comes back. Good luck trying to call Chevron and be like, hey, I need my gas receipt from 6 months ago on, maybe the second-ish. Can you pull it up? That's not going to happen. So you literally just walk out, open up your app, snap it, you're good to go. If you lose the paper copy, you've already got something that's there. It's got it lined out. So I'm bringing this tiny tip to you today because, again, in QuickBooks Online, it's called a snap receipt. Desktop actually launched the ability to do it there yet. I haven't checked it out, but there is a link, which I will drop in here afterwards, that walks you through the process where you can upload. So you say, Christina, I don't have a smartphone with a camera. Bless your heart. I wish I was in the same boat as you often. But there's also the option, they can give you a little customized email address. And so you just create yourself an email address. And when you get the emails in your inbox and you're like, hey, as long as it has to be an attachment, you can just forward it to your QuickBooks file and it will sit there and wait for you as well. So that's amazing. So desktop has that feature. QuickBooks Online has that feature. And then there's third-party apps that you can look into use. So there's one like Expensify is one. That one's really popular. It has some other things. If you use a different platform, not QuickBooks, FreshBooks, from what I understand, has expense tracking. Xero has an option too. Some people use Xero. I believe you have to link with HubDoc. So now you need an extra software platform to kind of be the middleman there. So I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so there's all those options. You can also, save them and upload them from QuickBooks Online when you're actually in there. But if you're out and about and you have a lot of receipts and you just forget, and you find yourself at the end of the year saying, oh my gosh, look at this box of receipts, or I got to go find all this stuff, this speaks to you. And these are important, like little tiny tips for profitability, because one, as we all know, time is money. And so if you are putting yourself in a situation where at the end of the year, at the end of the month, at the end of the day, you are stressing out over finding documentation, making your notes, finding backup to send your CPA, this is going to save you a ton of time. So a couple seconds here and there is going to save you hours and hours later, not just time, but frustration. And so I think that's just absolutely worth looking into it there. Again, is you can ensure that your expenses are there for your CPA to check, and they can make sure that all expenses that are deductible are there. So any transaction that's coming in your bank account, snap the receipt, put it in there. Like if the CPA has questions or they're looking and they need to confirm something, they don't have to come back to you with a list of things. The saving time at the end of the year, this should speak to everybody right about now if you were trying to get your books ready. There were several things I went back and it was like, oh shoot. So I now just consistently snap those receipts, get them out of the way, and then I put them in a file. So I don't have to worry about them at the end of next year, which is great. Maybe you're getting to the point you're like, hey, I outsource my books, or I'm going to want to outsource my books. Bookkeepers like receipts, and you become the hero. You become the favorite client. So that's amazing. So snapping it and just putting it into something for us to deal with, less questions back and forth, less throwing transactions into the ask your accountant or client advisory, like less of that at the end of the month or quarter or year that you have to try to remember what was what. And then, yeah, like you can assign it to customers if you want to. Maybe you do some tracking by clients or by classes, and you can put that in there and you just very easily get your information the way you want it. So that is the tiny tip I'm coming at with you today. Your time is money. Your money is your profit. And snap your receipts and save yourself the work, save the headache, save the questions, and just make life a whole lot easier. So again, QuickBooks Online has Snap Receipt. Desktop also, I think they're calling it Receipt Capture in Desktop. FreshBooks, Xero, Sage, they all should have such a thing. Or you can Google third-party, receipt capture things. Expensify, HubDoc is one, I believe. And there's one that Dex, I think, something in there. Just so many options. Google is a wonderful playground of getting knowledge, so go check it out. But that is my tip for you today. I hope that you will use it, especially if this is a stressor for you. If you know someone who could use it, pass the video along to them. Please invite them to join the page. Permanently Profitable is the Facebook group. Springstead Solutions is the business page. I am on Instagram as much as I can be on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube. So there's links to all that. So yeah, pass it along. And if you start using the function and you love it, let me know. If you hate it, let me know. But definitely worth looking into and getting it as I have it. Hi, Miss Teresa. Thank you so much. I just miss your face so much. I'm glad to have you on here. So we're just talking about receipt capture and all the good fun stuff about bookkeeping. So a tiny tip for everybody, if you're self-employed, like I said, save yourself the time, save yourself the sanity at the end of the year. Just nothing is more maddening than trying to locate receipts when you could just document them right now. So again, please pass the tip along. I hope to see you here next week, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, right here, where we'll bring you yet another tiny tip that will ensure to bring you a little bit more profitability, because it's going to make your life a lot easier and save you time and sanity. Have a good day.